Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Betty, owner and creator of Betty's Custom Designs here on YouTube, Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. I am jumping on here today to participate in Melina's challenge. It is the msscrapbusters challenge, and it's a little patchwork pocket, I believe is what she calls it. And let me just show you what this is, one that I made. As you can see, I can put something down in it and you can see the patchwork there. Super simple to make. You can clip them in your journals, you can glue them down in your journals, but they are a good wide pocket that you can use, and it will get rid of a lot of your scraps. I did do this one with cardstock. Some of the ones I may do may end up being just regular paper. I'm not sure yet. I have a ton of stuff here. I think I'm going to use one of these. Let me cut this little strip off. So anyway, I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Anytime it's the weekend, it's good, right? And I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to go ahead and cut whatever that is. If that works, we'll see. So you don't want your pocket too wide whenever you fold it over. So before you go gluing anything down, just kind of try it out. And I think that will work. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold here. Got a little bone folder out. Now my corner chomper is still down where I keep my inventory for my Etsy store. So unfortunately, I am not going to be able to chomp my corners, around my corners. So anyway, you get it folded like this, and then you just find some scrap pieces that you want to put in it. Something like that would be good. So I'm just gonna kind of fold about where I want it to, where I want to tear it at. And somewhere I have a tear ruler. Yes, I still do. It has just been crazy, crazy, crazy here. I am going to tear this. Let me see. I want this part to show. So I'm just going to attempt to tear just the top off of this. Okay. And I can have it that size. I think I do need to tear some down because I can use that in another one. So I'm just going to tear it a little bit. And it doesn't have to be done perfectly because a lot of it's going to be hidden. Okay, so I like that. What about this? That looks to be about the right size, so let's just use a piece of that. I'm just going to tear it. Okay, let's see if we can find one other little piece maybe. What about this? That'll work. So I'm just going to tear that there. And then I'm going to attempt to tear the top with my tear ruler. I don't know. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and ink everything up. And then I'll show you the next step that I do. I can kind of get some of this stuff out of the way. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm having an okay weekend. I'm claiming that it's a great weekend. If you watched the last Photoshop design tutorial, you will see how things are going for me, and I'm not going to even talk about it. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to keep crafting and enjoy. My mama used to tell me, she said, don't worry about things that you can't change. She said, if it's something that you can change and do something about, then it's okay to worry. So, there we go. There's that. So I'm just inking this up because I really want you to be able to see. And I don't know why I'm inking the sides, because you really don't need to ink the sides. So that was just me being goofy. So this is all I'm doing, is just inking the tops here. Okay, so when I go to put this in, it's going to look, and I'll kind of give you a really quick rundown of how it will look, and it always helps if I put the ink side where it's supposed to go. It's going to look something like this. Now, I want to fold the bottom of mine up a little bit like I did on this one. And so before I glue anything down, I just go ahead and I fold it about where I want it to be folded. And then I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to unfold it here. I'm going to cut straight here, trying to do this on camera, and then right here I'm going to angle it very slightly. I mean, almost to the point that you can't even see that it's an angle. And yes, I have smaller scissors. I'm just lazy and don't feel like digging them out right now. So now when we go to fold it, as you can see, we've got it all taken, and it's not going to be really big and bulky. Except for the fact I left a little spot right there. Okay, so now what I need to do is back to this part. I need to layer this the way that I want it to be layered in the pocket. And let me just see, make sure everything closes good. Okay, and I like that. So I'm going to keep my hand holding that area there down so that hopefully nothing would move, but you know how I am. All right, I am just going to get, and this is just Faber-Tac. I have it in this little bottle right now because, I mean, my other bottle's over here, but this was just easier to get, and I'm having one of those lazy kind of days. Okay, and so I just glued the ends of that and then push it over. Now what you want to do is get your bone folder and smush all that glue out to the edge there. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to go over here to this side, and we are going to do the exact same thing that we just did. Exactly the same. Pushing it down just to make sure that everything lays down properly. Fold that. And then I want to mush all my glue out to the edge to make sure it gets good coverage. Now, the one thing I like to do, because I'm so bad about gluing stuff down, I just like to run that paper through there, make sure I don't have anything sticking, and I don't. And then I'm just going to glue this bottom up. Like this. And boom, we have a pocket done. Just that quick. Super, super, super easy to do, super quick. And there you go. And so you can use these in your journals, or like I said, you can either clip them in your journals, you can glue them down in your journals, anything like that. It'll be perfectly fine. I do want to use some of that. Let me see what I have over here. I don't know if this one's going to be, it may be wide enough. Let's just take a look. Only one way to find out. And yes, it looks like it is. So we're just going to do that. This is a page out of, I love this page, this book. It's out of a Victorian flower album. That's what this page is out of. So now I'm just doing the same thing. Okay, and now I want to figure out what do I want to put on the inside of this piece. And you know, when you're doing this kind of stuff, and I have a tendency to want everything to be matching, but when you are doing these, they do not have to match at all. If you want them to match, that's perfectly fine, but just know that they do not have to match. And I'm just going to tear a small piece of this off so that I can use it. And I'm just going to figure out about what size I need to tear it at. Right there. I'm just going to tear. And then I'm just going to tear across the top area because I don't need it real big. Okay, so we have our first little part of our patchwork. Now what do I want to put in the other spot? And I'm just looking to see what all I have. This may be too much, but we'll try it. I'm just going to cut a little piece of that off right there. Then I'm going to attempt to tear this. This is some of the paper that we received in our, I can't remember if this was the E-Club kit or the AJ journal. I just don't remember at all. And so we'll put that there. Okay, now we need one other little piece. And I'm just looking to see what scraps I have right here. I have a ton of scraps over here. But I am in one of my lazy days, so I just don't feel like getting up and going to get it. So I'm just going to go with what I have. And let's see how that looks. So that would be there, that would be there, that would be there. Then when you close it, it would look something like this. So I think I like that. Now I am going to go ahead and fold the bottom up. I don't want very much of a bottom, so I'm just going to fold it a little bit. And I do that before I glue my insides in. Then I just open it back up. I'm just going to cut right there on that seam, and then I'm going to cut right here at a very slight angle. I'm going to do the same thing on this side at a very slight angle. And so now when I close it, there you go. Alright, so now the next thing I really want to do is I want to ink everything. I just like the way, and you don't have to ink if you do not like the inking part of it. You absolutely do not have to do it. I just happen to like the inked look. That's all I'm doing here, is just inking it a little bit, give it some character. Make sure you ink around those edges as well, and then I also come up here and I ink this top spot. And then you want to make sure that you also ink whatever pieces are going to be used for the patchwork. You only have to ink just the top part of it because everything else will be hidden. So just keep that in mind. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to lay the stuff down the way that I think I want it. And that's all I'm doing. Making sure not to interfere where it will fold up. And I'm off camera, I can see that. I apologize. And so let me just take a look. Okay, so I do like that. So I'm going to keep my hand holding this spot down. I'm going to open that flap. I am going to get my glue. I am using Fabri-Tac. And I'm just going to run some glue down right here like this. Okay, and then once I get that, I can close that over. And then I just want to take my bone folder and I want to squeeze the glue out to the edge. I just really want to make sure that it gets all the way out there so I don't have any loose flaps showing. Okay. Now once I do that, I'm going to go over here to this side and I am going to do the exact same thing. Exactly the same. I'm going to close this side, and then again with my bone folder, I'm just going to squeeze everything out to the edge. Okay. Now the next thing I like to do, because I am so bad about gluing everything together, is I just want to make sure that my pocket is still open, and it is. And so now I'm just going to glue this bottom flap up. My glue was getting stopped up there for a second. Okay, and just like that, we have another pocket done. So now we have this pocket, and this pocket. And these are very quick and easy to do. They don't take but just a few minutes. I just need my glue to dry. So I think we may do one more on camera and then I will call it a day. So I just want to see what I have over here. And I have a ton of scraps over here. I wonder if that's big enough. Only one way to find out. Let's just see. It looks like it may be. I think it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and commit, and I'm going to go ahead and fold that right there like that. And then I'm going to get this one. I'm going to cut some of this off. I doubt it's straight, but it'll work. And I'm just going to fold that over like that. Okay. So now I want to figure out what I want in this section. So I'm thinking maybe this piece. I have another little piece of that book left over. I don't know if I did or didn't. If I did, I've already put it back in the stack, I guess. So I'm just basically just pulling some images out that I can work with. It doesn't have to be big pieces of scrap. It doesn't, you know, just as long as it's big enough for you to work with it, that's all that really matters. And again, remember, it's just the top that's going to be showing, so that's really all that you have to worry about as far as like inking goes. Yes, I did have a little piece of that left, so we are going to, let me see, I think I want it maybe about right here. Okay, so now I have that, I have this, and I have this. So I'm just looking to see how I like the layout of it before I do anything else, if I can. And then I'll just bring that together, bring that together. Yes, I think I like that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my bottom. There go the dogs. If they get started, I will pause the video. And I am going to get a smaller pair of scissors. Well, they're not much smaller, are they? And so I'm doing the same thing. I'm just cutting a slight angle. Just a very slight angle is all you have to have. And there you go. Okay, so let's ink this up. And I'm inking the back as well because I'm not sure what how I'm going to put it in my journals. I may glue the pocket down, but then again, I may just kind of clip it in. So if I clip it in, I want it to have that inked background. So that's why I'm just going ahead and doing that. And then we also need to ink all of the papers, just the top part. That's all that we have to ink. The papers that's going in it, because you're not going to see any of the rest of it. Okay, so now let's take this. Let's figure out how we want this again. So I'm just laying it in there, trying to determine which way I want it to be. Well, let's take a look at that and see if that's what we like. And I think that works. So I'm going to keep my hand there. I'm going to get my glue that's trying to stop up on me. And I'm just going to glue a strip down here like this. Then I'm going to fold this over. Squishy my glue out to the edges there. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side. And now I'm going to close that down, and then again it's inking it all the way to the edges there. And let me do my little test, whatever I've done with the paper. I just need to mainly make sure that nothing's glued down. It really don't matter what size paper I check that with. And now I'm just going to put some glue right here at the bottom for that flap. And then I'm going to fold it up. Okay. And so just like that, just since I've been on camera, we've already done 3. And so I think that's all I'm going to do on camera for now, because I have some other stuff that needs to get done. But these were a super cute idea from Melina. I believe she said she may have got the idea from someone else. So I will, and Melina's channel is always linked in my comment or in the description box below, so I'm sure you can find the original poster from there. But there you go, guys. We have these cute little pockets. Well, if I can get it to open, because they have a pretty good distance down in there. So these are a very quick make to be able to have stuff to put into your journals or send out to your Patreons or whatever. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.